Hello there everyone, my name is Clink and welcome back to Dark Souls. Today we are going to finally go through the last Lord of... I almost said Cinder, but that wouldn't be correct. But the last of the four Lords areas, the Duke's Archives, as we hunt for Seath the Scaleless. So we're pretty decked out for this place, level 83 coming into it. I think we'll do just fine. Hopefully. I've never been the best at this place, and I still don't one-shot these guys. Wow. In this place, you will find lots of crystal hollows. I don't know why they're crystallized, but they look cool, and they're pretty tough. Honestly, they have a higher defense. They're weaker to... Ooh, brother. They're weaker to blunt damage than they are strike damage, but strike damage is what I am rolling with, so... It's how we're gonna get through this place. Maybe. This is a pretty long area, though. Despite it being the only one of the four... Well, I guess New Londo you and me... No, because you have to go to Sif. So despite it being the only one of the four... Jeez, I'm sorry, I can't speak. Only one of the four areas that you get to the actual destination immediately, it's still quite lengthy, so it's definitely going to be a two-parter. Hopefully not a three-parter, but we'll see. But yeah, this first part of the area is going to be quite short as we get to our first encounter with Seath, which you'll see what I mean here in a second, but if you played the game, then you already know what I'm talking about. So, up we go. I'll take a bit more time later on in the level to explore around here a bit more, because eventually we're going to be back in this room here, scouring the various levels of the archives here, all these books, which I think the Duke's Archives are actually a really interesting place. They're just this giant library filled with knowledge, mostly about sorcery, as this was a place given to Seath after the war with the Everlasting Dragons. And he's the overseer here, making magic enemies and contraptions like the Moonlight Butterfly, and perfecting the art of sorcery. But one thing I recommend doing is equipping a Ring of Sacrifice, if you have one, a rare Ring of Sacrifice, because you can get cursed here. And, well, say goodbye to my humanity, because this is the only forced death in the game. I've got to be honest, I think this is one of the stupidest moments of the entire game. While usually I quite respect a very, like, big change-up kind of moment, this one just doesn't land for me, I've got to be honest. I guess the intent was for Seath to kill you, and you... Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep my humanity because of the ring, but... And you're supposed to, like, feel empowered and come back to fight him when you see him again, but... I don't know, this is just one that didn't really land for me, I've got to be honest. Other than that, I actually really like the Duke's Archives. I think this is the best of the four Lord areas. But yeah, we're gonna end up in this cell with a bonfire. If we go on ahead and light it, let's just get out of here. Nope. Yeah, so we gotta find a way out of here, which is a lot more simple than you might initially think. Ooh, the spin attack here is actually probably my best bet for these guys. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find the video, and maybe I'll leave a link to it or something. But there's this video of this guy being like, guys, I'm stuck in the tower or the cell, what do I do? And then eventually he, like, accidentally kills this guy, because yeah, you're supposed to hit him through the wall after the whole game, your weapon's bouncing off the wall, and then grab the key through it. But it's probably a staged video, but it's still really funny. Alright, so, now that we've triggered that cutscene... Oh, I didn't think you guys would attack me now, okay, yeah, now you want to avoid me. Yeah, I'm gonna stab you in the back, buddy. Nice to know that I one-shot him, at least. So this is a bit of an interesting little segment, the horn, or, I guess radio player or something, or whatever it is, playing this noise. I guess it kind of controls all these enemies, these weird tentacle guys. But we are just going to smash right through them. The benefits of having our weapon at plus 15 for this area. But yeah, it's an interesting little escape sequence. Even if I don't really like the way you get here with Seath, I still think it's an interesting little escape sequence to get you into the rest of the Duke's archives. But what are you guys doing over here? Just all bundled up. We're gonna just... Oh, I did get the one behind me. There's two more over here. These two will actually drop miracles. I think one of these is Soothing Sunlight and the other is like Bountiful Sunlight. If I remember right. Let's see. Bountiful Sunlight and Soothing Sunlight. Yeah, okay. And Logan's trapped here.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah?
So yeah, Logan's trapped in here. We do not have the key to open this door, and that body back there is actually a Firekeeper soul. So that is the only other Firekeeper soul that I'm really going to be acquiring for this playthrough. Although I might get the sixth one from Quaylag's sister right before I finish the game, just to get it, and maybe put Quaylag's sister out of her misery, because I don't know, maybe death is what she needs. And how did I not get hit by that? Did I get iframes from the parry or something? Whew. The guy back there is really making this hard. But all is fine and dandy. We do have to come up here to get this chest. So we'll just backstab this guy and get our key. You cannot drop down, unfortunately. They thought of that. I don't even think you can jump over this, but even if you somehow did, as you can see, there's bars there preventing you from going forward. So we're just gonna shut this thing up and have some peace and quiet. We can actually go towards the rest of the archives at this point. But yeah, unfortunately, the key for this cell is actually pretty far into the area, and I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of annoying to come all the way back here, but I am gonna do it. I might cut out the journey all the way back. Ideally, what you'll do is you don't use that much Estus, and you can do the entire trek in one go. This key right here will allow us to open all of the other cells along the way up. So we'll take a quick peek in some of these. Some of them will have goodies in them, some of them won't. Some of them just have a couple enemies for you to kill or get hit by or whatever. Yeah, and some of them will drop down to previous cells, so like that's the one we were just in. If you want to drop down there for whatever reason. Now some of them it actually is kind of helpful to drop down into it, but not that one. Anything in this one? Got an item. Brave Warrior Soul, or large one. There is that cell up there, you can like drop down to it. I don't think I'm gonna go get that one just because it's kind of finicky and I can never seem to do it right, so I'm just not gonna bother, honestly. Hi sir. Hit you through the wall. Is this another one you can drop down from or something? No. Yeah, see, like I said, not all of them are winners, but that's the one we started in right there with the bonfire. I could rest at it, but I will not. I don't think... I'm gonna kill this guy, though. It's nice to see the man serpents back. I'm kind of glad that they actually get use in another area, because this is an enemy that's not really reused in any of the other Souls games, while there is quite a few that are. Yeah, you can see that ledge right there in the item. It's just kind of frustrating to get to it, so I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, with the cell key or the giant door key or whatever it is we got at the bottom, we can get out of here and make our way to the area proper, which I've always found this part interesting, how the lighting changes, and you can see these guys as a gray crystal version when you see them as blue up to this point. I've just always thought it was weird. And you can see where we're going to eventually get to down there. That's the crystal cave and the field of the archives. And oh my god, I really didn't want to get hit by another arrow like that. Because there's this guy, but then there's this guy. What are you doing? It looked like he was charging up a jump attack or something. And then decided, nah. And welcome back to the Duke's Archives itself. Off to the left, we have a channeler. We're gonna kill him real fast. There's a couple of channelers in here, and they're all really annoying, but this is where you can farm for the channeler's trident. Anything over here? No. Yeah, we're actually making pretty good headway into the area. Pretty quick, too. And then this is the room that we started off in today. First big one. So like we rode the elevator up to Seath right there, so we've kind of already looped back around for the most part, but it can be a little confusing on that first playthrough, really. Like I said, we'll loop back around to all of it at some point, but I'm just kind of going along for the time being, seeing what we find, what we can loot. We're getting pretty close to another bonfire, but my goal is going to be to see if I can do this all in one go, pretty much, and rescue Logan without having to kill all those enemies again. Because it'll just make my life a lot easier if I can do that, so. Yeah, some of these, the reason I'm going all the way to the edge here, by the way, is some of these will have chests and others will have mimics that I would like to pick up. I think that we could have gotten to one earlier, but I was like, yeah, we'll just go straight to Seath and come back for it later. It doesn't look like there's one on this side. Oh, is this a chest? Oh, it is. Yay! Loot! And yeah, it's not a mimic, because that chain's curled backwards. So, you do need to rotate this staircase, by the way. We're doing this so that we can access the 4th floor on this side, because this is going to allow us to get towards the shortcut to the bonfire. Obviously, at this point, I'm going to be getting to the shortcut to get to the bonfire, but yeah, that's fine. I'm just doing a weird route through the place. We'll kill this guy. Man, I love that I one-shot them with the spin attack there. Yeah, because on the 4th floor here, you see that channeler? That's where we need to get to. We got to take that guy out. And he's a huge pain in the butt, too. Any chests over here? No. So the goal is to not get hit by the channeler here. So what we're going to do is we're going to let him send out a soul arrow. And then he's going to be charging another one up. And I'm like, oh, God, I got it. Of course I did. But take him out without too much trouble. And it looks like I've still got some Estus to spare. I think this is a mimic. No, which one of these is a mimic? One of them is, somewhere. But there's a sorcery. I honestly completely forgot that that one was a sorcery. But yeah, we're definitely going to get through this area in 2 parts at least. So you might wonder, isn't that where we entered? Why didn't I just go up the stairs right here? It's because both the staircases will rotate when you turn one. So you have to turn the one in the other side of the archives. And then you can get onto this one, and you want to turn it so that you can go over here, and no chest over here. But what we really want to do is go over here. We're going to avoid the arrow, and we can go down this ladder. This is going to allow you to go to the bonfire. This is your shortcut to the bonfire from the crystal cave, because the bonfire is actually just over here. You'll pull this bookshelf back, and we could have gotten to this bonfire a couple minutes ago, but like I said, taking a weird route through the place. And yeah, we'll pretty much go into that room to get into that field right there, which is mostly what I'm going to cover in the next part probably. But I want to go over here and get the giant cell key, which I'm trying to remember if it's this chest. Logan's gonna end up over here, once we've rescued him. And this is going to be his final spot for the game. At least for being a merchant, but not the final spot of his quest line if you do the whole thing. And you can get the Channeler's armor right there, which is a pretty neat pickup. Very cool armor. Iron Pineapple especially seems to think so. Crystal Ember if you want your crystal enchantments. And here's the Mimic. Bonk. And I don't remember what this is an enchanted falchion, right? I can't believe I got 2 symbols of avarice in this playthrough. That's crazy. There it is. Okay, so this is the key that'll open up Logan's cell. And this is our gateway to the crystal cave in the field outside. But like I said, we're gonna worry about that later. For now, let's just head back out here so that we can take out any remaining crystal hollows, which there's still going to be quite a few. So we're just going to give them a nice slashing. Can't remember if there's any items down here, so I'm just looking around for them. Let's see. Yeah, I love just looking at all the books here. This almost kind of feels like, in a way to me at least, this game's version of the Prison of Hope. You've got 2 big blocks, essentially, that you're alternating between, and there's several floors to it. I like the Prison of Hope in Demon Souls more, but just because it has that spooky atmosphere, and you can tell is like where people are being tortured, but I still think the Duke's Archives is quite good. You can, like, the sense of scale here is very nice. It really does feel like a giant library that holds all of the knowledge of this world and its magic arts. Which I feel like FromSoft always pretty much nails, like, the magic in their games in terms of, like, the explanations for it and trying to implement it into the lore. Like, it's something I really can respect. And, oh boy. Alright, let's not mess this up at the very end, because there really isn't much left to go. So we'll take this guy out. I don't remember what item's over here, but I knew there was going to be someone out here. Twinkling Titanite. We're getting a lot of souls here, too. Yeah, now we're back in the first room. That's like where we started initially. And here's another Mimic, so we'll go ahead and just take it out before it even gets up. I feel like I haven't even gotten to show the Mimic's moveset at all. Crystal Knight Shield. Very nice. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You can't go over here. I think this bookcase is... Yeah, the bookcase is in the way when you initially come through here. That's why you can't just come straight over here and... Wow, you guys are just... all ready, huh? Alright. Well, this chest pretty much completes the Duke's Archives interior section. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to meet you guys over back by Logan's cell. I'm not going to make you sit through the backtracking because it'll take a little bit. Alright, after a nice peaceful journey down here since all the enemies are dead, really didn't think I'd actually manage to do that. We can use the giant cell key and say hello.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm saved. That makes twice. I must be sure to repay you. I will visit the archives. If I discover any new spells, I shall share them with you. Prepare to be impressed by the onward march of sorcery. Hello. I'll head out soon.
Alright, so, yeah, Logan will learn some new spells, which he will have some new spells to teach you. Pretty much, if you've managed to see his list of spells, I know I haven't shown it, but all the crystal spells will be new here. So, like, Crystal Soul Spear, Homing Crystal Soul Mass, stuff like that. But I'll meet you guys back closer to the bonfire. I do want to show the route to the bonfire if you just want to go for it immediately after entering this part. So you kill the channeler right here, and you're just going to want to go down the staircase right here. It's not too far in. You just got to go past a few crystal soldiers. It might be easier to just roll off this ledge here and then make your way straight over to it. It's not too bad, but Yeah, this bonfire you can warp back to pretty easily with your Lord Vessel, so we can warp over to Firelink or something, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Excuse me. I am trying to level up here because I'm gonna start off the next part with leveling up our Estus Flask one more time. Actually, you know what? No, we'll do it today. I'll add another 20 seconds or whatever to this part to get a +5 Estus Flask. But I'm very happy with the progress we made. I didn't think I would get that far. I thought maybe I'd finish like the tower section, but no, we got right through the area, so there you go. There's a +5 flask. We've only had to kill one firekeeper so far to get it, so it's not too bad. Yeah, with that, I'll end this part here, and I will see you guys next time, where we'll wrap up the Duke's Archives and kill Seath the Scaleless. Bye-bye.